Hi, Turner. Let's go over your rough draft. And I think what I'm going to do is start at the end. And at the end of this video, I'll go ahead and put it on YouTube and I'll give you the link, which you will already know. But I'm going to make screenshots of my comments because sometimes y'all aren't able to open them for, I don't know, you would think Word would be compatible, but I suppose it's not. Let's go to the very bottom. Okay, the paper has so many spelling, grammatical, and sentence errors. I know that even because I've actually scored SAT essays, and as a scorer, we're told that if there are so many errors that it impedes your reading, then don't pass it. And so not very many were like that. And I kind of get the impression that you are a good writer, that you just kind of tried to get this turned in, but do take the time to do spell check, grammar check. And of course, now you're going to have six other pairs of eyes on you. Well, actually, six other eyes. I guess you would call them three pairs that will help you with this. So it just had way too much in there. So just reading the rough draft was frustrating for me. I was trying to get to the essence of what you were trying to say, but it was hard to do that. So before you submit it to Graham, Eleanor, and Lauren, you need to clean up the errors. And I tried to help you with some of them. I may not have found all of them. And so when you turn in your final draft and you say, well, wait a minute now, you didn't tell me about that. I can't find all of them. I mean, because I'm spending at least an hour, a little bit more on each one of these to make sure you get good feedback. So I'm doing the best I can, but you really should be able to catch a lot of these things. Just telling you, you have a lot of work to do. Your solution paragraph doesn't have substantive claims and support. I mean, you make statements, but you don't back them up with experts. You appeared to have pasted a bunch of data. I think that's the bulleted portion, but you didn't synthesize the information, what we call a data dump. To synthesize something, you would explain how the example that you gave or the source or the quote you gave supports that main point, your reasoning for it. So you didn't do that. Yeah, your works cited, I'm still not, and your basic grammar both need a lot of work. What I don't understand is how, if you're entering this on Noodle Tools like you're supposed to be, I've shown y'all how you just go and you print your works cited and it gives you a screen and you just copy and paste that. It's that simple. So I don't understand. This is the easiest part, and yet a lot of people aren't paying attention to what you need to do. So just you need to get that straight, because y'all have one more major paper, and this one right here is worth 250 points. So you want to do well on it. But anyway, to give you an idea of what you would have made on this, if you would have turned this in for a grade, I would have maybe, if I were nice, give you a 30 on it. So consider, let's see, 30 times 250, you would have gotten like a 75 points out of 250. So you don't want to do that because you need to get as many points. Everybody needs to do that. They need to get as many as they can. And this is the part that I was telling you, that when you have so many errors in a paper, it's hard for a grader or a scorer sometimes to get your message. So they're so busy trying to wade through what you're trying to say. I tried to get as much of it as I could. I love your cover page. I think that that's really good. I forgot, I don't think I told y'all to put in Professor Holland. So make sure you put that in. Also, I don't think you're maybe 7 or 8 years old, which you probably would have been in 2012. So change that to a 2. And I'd go ahead and put 20 there because that's when it's due, 20 April 2012, even if you turn it in early. Okay, so here I love your lead. Can you please work with the other 3 and make sure that they've got good leads like this? This actually got my attention about the adoption and comparing that to the abortion rates. Wow, that really was good, very good, excellent. It's the best one I've seen so far. And I've done about more than half of the class. So I'm going in the order in which y'all submitted your papers. So you were like top half. Here, that looks good. That looks good. All right. Over here, it's just spelling. So that's what you need to check, spelling. And like this one is include the year when it was Roe v. Wade. One of the reasons why it should kind of be easy for y'all to remember. Unfortunately, I was let's see, 18. I was 19, I guess, around 19 when it passed. So I remember it. I didn't need it, but I do remember the controversy over it. It's coming up to 50 years. So in 2023, it'll be 50 years, which really makes me feel old, since that went into effect in 1973. So put that year in there because you're talking about timelines, and this is definitely a part. I mean, we're going through it right now. The Supreme Court is going to take on the case this summer. Who knows when they'll come up with whatever they come up with, but I would put that there. Controversial, discussion, these are words you should know how to read, and notice how they're underlined with red. Go to your tools or review, whichever your Microsoft Word has here. Well, I think if you go up to the top and you go to tools, it's gonna give you that. I'm trying to see. No, I suppose not. I would have to go to review. But anyway, you need to do that. And of course, having 6 other eyes on this will help you too. So let's see, that is proofread your work. Okay. I don't know what you're trying to do here, but it isn't working. So I don't know what you were trying to do because of this. The government should make abortion illegal. And I'm not sure, you put something in parentheses here, but it's not in parentheses over here. I don't know. So that needs to be fixed. And I would fix that before you give it to the other 3. Okay, I asked what's going on there. Middle ground, they're telling you that you need to put it as 2 words. So pay attention to that. I normally don't like spell check that much, but to run a spell check will not get everything. For example, if you say the word, you spell the word where, W-H-E-R-E, but you spell it W-A-R-E, it may or may not catch that because where is actually a noun, and it might catch that it's a preposition, and that you've got a disagreement. I don't know if it's that smart, but words like dough, you put DOE, but you're supposed to put DOUGH. It doesn't necessarily pick that up. So that's where human eyes really help instead of a computer. Okay. You said you. Remember, you can't use your second person, which is you, and you can't use first person, I, me, we, us, our. Go through and clean all that up. Don't begin benefits with a figure, you need to write something in here. And you need to say, because I don't think, yeah. Another thing, you don't put back to back figures. You need to spread them out. I would put a paragraph here and then say, see figure 2 below. You're missing captions at the bottom. You're supposed to have 25 words or more. You're missing it there too. Wait, I think you may have one there, but not up here. And be sure to put either the URL or whoever, if you got it from one of your sources, you would put that person's last name and the page number, if there's a page number, in parentheses, and then a period. So these need to be spread out, and you need to make sure that the paragraph really fits in and says in figure 3, this needs to have something to do with that paragraph. Okay. Ditto here. I would move that one down somewhere else. Now, do not, and that's what I said, don't ask me, you tell me, don't ask questions in here. Unless I did have one student who said, many people ask the question, where do we go from here? That's fine. That's fine. But don't ask your audience something, which, by the way, I am not really clear on who your audience is. So you need to make sure, who are you telling this to? Abortion has been, okay, you talk about Roe v. Wade, the solution. You have to spread the word and take we out. Just say information should be disseminated about adoption or something like that. And whether is spelled with an H. I don't really know how is this going to be accomplished? What are you going to do? And who's your audience? What are the 2 things? Because you're saying right up here, it's a divided issue, and that just sounds like a classical argument. This is not an argument. You are putting forth to some entity, a person, it could be a corporation. Who are you appealing to? What do you want them to do? So you just said it protects a woman's right. We know that because of the 2 groups killing. Okay, this is just a classic argument. This is not a proposal. Who are you appealing to, and what are you really trying to say? It's been a controversial issue. Again, it was so hard to wade through it. People have been forced to pick a side to become a major. Okay, I don't care anything about that. Because of this the government should make abortion illegal and pro-choice only when the life of a mother. Who are you appealing to? Who's going to make it illegal? Who's going to make the decision that it's before the heartbeat, after the heartbeat? Are you talking to a congressperson? Because if you tell a congressperson all this stuff, they already know that. What you've got to do is persuade them to move. And Senate Bill 8 actually is on the table right now with our legislature in Texas. And so I'm not really sure what you want to have done and who you want to have to do it. Okay. That you need to write it as a proposal. This is what you want to have done. These are the ways that you're going to get to it, and give them some kind of time frame. You want this by the end of session before Christmas break, whatever. Before winter break. They get so many breaks, I don't even know. But write this as a proposal. So read all of those. This thing, you just listed a bunch of things, copied and pasted things. This is not acceptable. And you need to have quotations in there too. And again, I don't know what your point is. You should think that it would be close to impossible to find it, which it is. And that's why you snuck this in. You can't, it's impossible to do an argument on abortion because it's very polarized. You're not going to swing people toward the middle. You're just not. People are to the left or they're to the right. They're pro-choice or they are, well, I suppose anti-abortion is the way I want to put it. So if you're doing an argument, you're not going to get a good grade on it. If you're trying to write to somebody, to a legislator, whoever it might be, then you're going to have to change your wording. So you might be able to work with some people in your group to say, look, okay, if I were proposing, what am I proposing? What should I propose? Well, it's kind of redundant because this Senate Bill 8 is a state law. It does not apply to any other states. They all have their law. But as it stands now, it's not illegal to get an abortion. You just have to go to another state because the federal government says it's not a crime to do it. So I don't know. We talk it through with them. What do you want to see happen? Do you want it to be just ban abortion altogether? Okay, you could oppose that. So that would be one step to get rid of abortion. But then you're kind of muddying it with the adoption route too. So, or propose, maybe you could propose to the state that they provide free medical care for the expectant mothers and that they find good homes. They let the mothers pick out whoever they want to adopt their children. I mean, you could do that. That could be one thing to make it easier to adopt. However that might be. And to support the people who decide to go ahead and have their babies who can't afford them. So maybe that's where you should just say, okay, pony up the money. If the girl wants to go to another state until the baby's born because she doesn't want people to know, the state of Texas should foot the bill. Something like that is kind of crazy, but it kind of sounds good to me. But anyway, like I said, think of a proposal. This is just actually, this is not enough information unless, was that actually a picture? Let me look. Was that one of your pictures? Was that, if it was one of your pictures, then you need to put more information there. Okay. So yeah, Brave Love. Okay. There, I would put the date that you accessed it and all that. Okay. This, remember, you take that out of all caps, you go up to this. If you're lazy like I am, remember it's the big A, little a, capitalize each word and voila. So go through and make sure that all of those are right. Okay, now here you need to make that academic search complete, which this is what the librarian taught us. Just go like that, copy it one time, and then just paste it. There you go. Okay, you'll have to do this when you get yours back. Looks like you pretty much got them though. The main problem that I see with this is that it's single spaced. Oh, here's another one. Okay, so see, you only have to do that one time and then you change it. Okay, so the other thing is, even though it's single space, see that there's still a gap in between. So what you need to do, and you saw this video earlier in the year, so it's hard to remember those things. So what you do is you go to, well, I'll go right click, paragraph. All right, and then it says don't add a space between the paragraphs. And see, it closes that up, although you still have some here. I don't know what happened, but you need to go back over here and right click. Yeah, see, these are, you're going to have to align your whole paper, but I'm just going to put double here. Okay, then say that. Okay, see, there are actual, let me do it now. Because I highlighted it, it's really hard. Okay, so let me do this again, go to paragraph. Yeah, that's what it says. I'm going to take that out. Do not add a space. So say, okay. And this needs to go to the very top. And I don't know what's going on here with the page numbers, but the page numbers all go over here. I thought you did it right on your first one. Let me look. No, you didn't. Okay, so what you do is you go insert. First of all, take all this stuff out. You may have done it with your header. I don't know how you did that. Insert. And then you're going to go to page number. I do not have my reading glasses on, so I'm sorry. Wait. My eyes are tired. There it is. Go to page number. Not header. Okay, put the page number at the top on the right. All right, so you need to get rid of this, the ring deal there. Okay, so click on. Okay, put ring. Oh, I'm sorry. Ring. Wait, let me go back and do that. I didn't mean to erase it. There's a, okay. There's the number. Okay, so put ring. Now on my desktop, I don't have to do this, but ooh, what is going on? Okay, there we go, ring. And then, oh, here we go. So a little bit more of a gap than I want there, but yeah, okay. And then make sure that these are both Times New Roman 12. So go to home, go to Times New Roman, go to 12. Okay, now it's correct. So be sure that you do that. And let's check your other ones. Yeah, okay. Everything's okay on there. But you'll have to go back on your paper and do this. So I'm going to leave this with you. And, you know, one thing you might want to do here. Oh, you've got two there. Well, I suppose you could put borders on both of them. But doing that, going over here, put or go to format the object and put a black or whatever color you want there. Oh yeah, here's the Brave Love thing. So it looks like that's the only one. Didn't you put, this is what I would do. I would take this out. I think that's a period that I put in there. And I would go over here, and then this will be the easiest way to deal with this. Now you need to go ahead and get all of this cleaned up before you give it to anybody. But this is what I would do. I would go and copy that. I did a Control-C. And I would just put it after the period, Control-V. Okay. And there you go. It won't actually, how big? I would make all this 12. Okay, there we go. All right. And there you've got your 4 spaces. That's good. So now that you did that, there's no reason for you to have this one. Okay. Make sure they are all, looks like they're alphabetized. Okay, there we go. And then you don't really need that. Yeah, okay. And then I just put my comments there. This will not be on your paper. This is just the only place you're going to see this is on this video that I'm getting ready to send you, and the screenshots. That's it. Okay, well, you guys, I'm glad that y'all chose a good group, and I'm going to let y'all take care of all this and help each other. So y'all have a great week. Have a great Easter. And I'll talk with y'all soon. Let me know if you have any questions, just email me.